What if we had a Big Ten SEC challenge in college football, the two perceived best conferences in the sport going head to head based off of last season's standings? Here's how I think it would play out if we played this next season. We'll start with the conference champions from last season, Georgia versus Oregon. I'm rocking with the Bulldogs in this game. I think they'll be an improved team next season, and the Ducks are able to match them physically or at least get close to it, but at quarterback is where I really have the questions. I don't know if it's going to be another seamless transition like we've seen over the last couple of signal callers for the Ducks. I think Texas is going to beat Penn State. Obviously, another really tough battle between a couple of teams that'll be favorites to win the national title next season, but I think Texas will be the favorites, and I think that's for a good reason. Tennessee, I would take over Indiana. I think we're going to see a little bit of regression from the Hoosiers and probably a little bit of progression from Tennessee next season with them being able to keep that staff intact. And I like Ohio State versus Alabama in one of these Big Four games. I think the Crimson Tide will be improved next season, but Ohio State, not a team that can really be denied after how hot they were, even despite all the staff losses and some of those key players they lost. LSU and Illinois are both pretty hot-button off-season teams. I think I'm going to rock with LSU in this case. I think their defense will look a lot improved next season. We've got Ole Miss versus Iowa, where I'm going to rock with the Hawkeyes. Why not? I think Iowa is able to win some of these games surprisingly when you least expect it, and I think Ole Miss's defensive front is just going to be less potent next season. Michigan, give me them over Missouri. Missouri's going to look great, but I really think Michigan did a lot, and you can't really deny what they just did over the last couple of games of the season, and I think their coaching and quarterback play will be improved next season. And then I'm rocking with South Carolina over Minnesota. Kind of a tough call for me because I like both those teams next season, but we got to rock with Lenore Sellers and what South Carolina brings to the table. Continuing on, I think Texas A&M and Florida are going to eke out versus Rutgers and USC. Kind of a close call on both of those. Washington over Arkansas, I'm pretty confident over. I think the Huskies will be much improved. Nebraska Vandy's another close call, but I think I'm going to go with the Cornhuskers in this one. I think we're really going to see a lot of big strides from them next season. Finally, I think Auburn would take out Michigan State. I just am not seeing the giant leap in year two under Jonathan Smith. The Sooners, I really think, are going to unlock something offensively with John Mateer, and it's just something that UCLA doesn't have a ton of juice or reasons for me to get excited about them. I think Wisconsin takes out Kentucky. That one could go either way then. And then I think Northwestern takes out the lowly Mississippi State in that game. I think they just got a slightly stronger culture under David Braun. But that leaves us with these picks where, yes, the SEC wins in this hypothetical scenario because the SEC is essentially undefeated in hypotheticals. But let me know, how many games do you think each conference would win if this thing was a series?